So guys, we needed to wait a very long time, but finally it's here. A new release by WLToys, and this time they made us a desert racing buggy with a brushless system, and you know what? Let's stop talking and let's get everything out of the box so I can show you what's inside there. And here is the car, guys. What do you think of it? Well, appearance-wise, I really do like those cars. Only the body art itself, you know, that's not really my thing, but that's just my opinion. But this car really reminds me on the 1/28 scale, which they have released a little while ago, and this has got some similarities to that. So, yeah, overall, this car really looks pretty promising. And, oh, look, guys, we've got a metal chassis plate right over there, or aluminium, and that's already a good start. But, you know, let's have a close look what came inside the box. So, we've got the car, the transmitter, we've got some instructions, a 2200 milliamp 2S LiPo battery, we've got a charger and a tool, and that's it. So let's have a closer look at the transmitter. The transmitter is just a standard one from WLToys, so it runs on 4 AAAs, which you need to supply of your own, so it is capable of one-hand steering, but you can only do that with this little extension right over there. So you cannot or hardly reach the foam wheel, and that's a big downside in my opinion. So we've got the steering trim, the throttle trim, the on-off switch right over there, and we've got a phone holder, so you can make movies or you can record all the crazy stunts that you're going to do with this, so that's a funny thing. So let's have a closer look at the car now. The build of this car really reminds me of the other RC cars from WLToys. Just look underneath here, guys. We've got the same chassis plate as a lot of other RC cars from them. And just look at all the arms and all the linkages, you know. This is just the same as all the other RC cars. And that's a good thing. And that's because when you crash this car and you will need some replacement parts, you know, the parts are easily available. And I really like that. So the price of this car is around 150 bucks. So I'll put the link down below so you can check it out for yourself. And for the money, I think that that's a good price. So in the front of the car you'll find the plastic front bumper, and the plastic itself, it is a bit too stiff in my opinion. So normally I'm a big fan of the more flexible plastic, and that's because when you hit an impact or you hit something, you know, normally it flexes a little bit and normally the stiffer one will snap off. But you know, we have to find out when driving this car if this is just all fine. They have added a lot of small details to this car, and I really like that. So in the front of the car you'll find some headlights, we've got some lights sitting right over there, and the light bar on top of the car. And in the rear we've got some lights, and on the sides of the car as well. So we've got a million of lights, and I really like that. So the front bumper itself, like I mentioned, that's a pretty sturdy piece, but you know, we have to find out if it will survive. So we've got a lot of small details like the exhaust sitting right over there, some extinguishers, drivers, and even a full interior, and that's always a positive thing. So the tires themselves, they feel a bit stiff, but maybe they're all fine. We have to find out when driving this car. So let's open this up and see what's under there. When you remove 2 body pins in the front of the car, you can hinge this part open. But I've removed those little screws so I can show you everything more clearly. So this is your 2852 brushless motor. I'm not sure about the kV, but if I can find it, I will put it in the screen right now. This is your 45 amp ESC with a cooling fan on top of there. And this is the steering servo. So with the previous models, the steering servo wasn't strong enough in my opinion. So we have to see if they've changed it or if this is just a standard one. So on this side of the car, you will find the receiver box with some extra ports for the lighting, and here you can see the metal drive shaft that goes from the front to the back of the car, and that looks pretty stiff in my opinion, or pretty durable. So yeah, that looks all fine. So this car has got ball bearings throughout, we've got metal gears throughout, and we've got some metal drive shafts sitting right over there. So we've got some metal CVDs in the front of the car. So the setup of this car is all fine. So the suspension wise, it should have got oil shocks in the front. They're okay-ish, but in the rear it just bounces too much. So we have to put some oil in there before we're going to take it out for a spin. I just removed all 4 shocks to see if they've got oil in it, and they do. So these are the rear ones, and the rear ones even have got plenty of oil, as you can see. The only problem is the oil inside there is just too thin, and therefore it bottoms out, and therefore it's just too bouncy. So we are going to change the oil from the rear ones only. So we are going to keep the front ones as they are, so the stock oil, and then we are going to test drive it. So for now, let's continue with the video. The car's powered on and now you can see all the lights. Just look at it, man. This thing really is an eye popper. I really like that. So steering wise, we've got plenty of speed, and power wise, well, this is just terrible. Just look at this, guys. We almost have got no power. This is just the same as all the other models, and I really don't like that, you know. That's just a flaw in my opinion. So throttle wise, let's floor it. Here we go. Whoa, that's lively. It's really got some punch to it. So for now, there's only one thing left to do. Let's take it outside for a spin. So guys, we're at the tarmac road, and the first test that we're going to do, we're going to speed run it. So the GPS is mounted, so we're going to see how fast this car can go. So they're claiming 60 kilometers an hour, so let's see if we can hit that. So here we go. So the steering, it is a bit twitchy in my opinion. So we're going to ease it in. And that's so ease it in and floor it. So here we go. So that's a pretty decent speed if you ask me. So let's turn it around. Let's try that one more time. So full throttle. Oh, into the ditch. Oh, onto its wheels. So let's try that again. Let's turn it around. And here we come. Full throttle. That's got a pretty decent speed if you ask me. So let's see what number we get. So here it comes. So we hit the 57 kilometers an hour. So that's a pretty decent speed if you ask me. So they are claiming 60, and yeah, we're pretty close to 60, so that's all fine. So now it's time to take it off-road. So guys, I just remembered that this car's got a wheelie bar, but does it need one? Well, let's test that. So we're going to floor it. 1, 2, 3, go! Well, this time it doesn't really do that, but let's try that again. So let's stop it again, let's floor it. Oh yes it does! Oh, into the ditch, big crash. Oh no guys, we've got a serious problem. We have broken it already, but it looks like we just lost a screw. So I'm going to fix this and then we're going to drive it off-road. Alright guys, I fixed the car, so let's see how this car drives off-road. So here we go, full throttle. Whoa, all over the place. So these tires aren't the best for off-roading, you know, these are more slick tires, so this is more like for on-road, or maybe a little bit of all-round, but let's see how this car drives. So until now, it's a bit twitchy, but you know, this is a lot of dirt. Full throttle, wow, this car is a blast. So here we go again. Oh, here we go, full throttle. Whoa! Yeah, this is a nifty little car. Onto the grass. Oh, into the bushes. Here on the grass, no problem at all. Full throttle. Kicking up some stones as well. Yeah, this is a fun little car, you know. This is exactly what we have expected from WLToys. You know, at a price point of around 150 bucks, you know, you will have tons of fun with this car. So is it the best for 150 bucks? Well, there are some other competition on the market as well. Oh, tumble rumble on its wheels again. So for 150 bucks there are more competitors in the market, and is this the choice for you? Well, that's all up to you, but until now this car, yeah, I love it, you know. This is just a standard WLToys, and WLToys is known for their lovely little cars, not too expensive. Oh, a lot of cheaper RC cars have problems with cogging, so let's see if this car can drive into the high grass without any problem. So here we go. Oh, as you can see, without any problems. So the electronics that WLToys put inside this car are just decent, you know, so there aren't any problems with that, as you can see. Yeah, this car, I really love it so far. Oh, tumble wumble again. So guys, I must say I'm pretty impressed with this car so far. I think that WLToys did it again. So they made us a little bit cheapish RC car, you know, for 150 bucks. So it's not the most cheap one, but for the money, I think it's a pretty good purchase. So is it the best one on the market for 150 bucks? Well, I don't know, you know, because there are a lot of competitors these days, especially in that price point. But you know, this car, I think that WLToys did again. They will provide a car of which you will have tons of fun. So for now, I will just give you some driving footage and then I will come back to you with my final thoughts. So guys, that was the driving with the all new WLToys, and what do you think of it? Well, for the money, I think that you will have tons of fun. Just like all the previous models, you know, these cars has been proven, and I really like those. So, for the money, still, you know, there are a lot of competitors on the market, and is this the one to buy? Well, I'm not entirely sure. So, for example, a little while ago, I reviewed the car. I will put the link down below so you can check it out for yourself. And that is also for around 150 bucks, and maybe I prefer that one more than this one, but that's maybe just my opinion. But for the money, it's still in one piece. So I crashed it like a million of times. I tried to film some high jumps and it crashed, yeah, a million of times. So one thing what I broke, so it pulled some screws from the wheelie bar, as you can see. And oh, the little ball stud went doing the speed test, you know, I pulled that one apart. But still nothing severe broke on me. Inside everything is fine. Oh, and what I really do like about this car is the motor and the EC combination. So there is no cog in it at all, you know, even through the high guash, you can floor it straight away and the wheels will spin straight away, so that's all fine. One thing what I really don't like is the steering servo, and that's the same problem with all of the other WLToys RC cars, you know, this servo is just too small, too weak, and they really should do something about that. Or maybe you can do it yourself if you're a bit of a creative hobbyist, but for the money, I think you will have tons of fun with this car. Alright guys, that was it for this video. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to my channel. If you got any questions or suggestions, leave a comment below. And I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.